Hey you guys! Duckman here from DuckmanCycles VW Garage. We're back today with a small engine Sunday video. Last week I didn't get to start up the well, I just started up, but I didn't get to take it for a ride, and a lot of people said, why didn't you drive it? Well, the honest answer was, this area right over here was loaded with a whole bunch of shrub and debris because I had been cutting trees that were blocking my solar, and in fact, those need to come down too. That's one of the reasons why the ladder's out, because I'm going to be cutting that. And of course, as soon as I start up, somebody else starts running their own gasoline equipment, and I can never get a good video. Anyway, I've since burned down all that crap, and quite to my surprise, it all burned. I was having trouble getting this fire hot because it was just so wet. Because we had, 10 days of rain out of 2 weeks. It was terribly wet. Anyway, it burned, but it took hours while the big logs that were the diameter of my leg just smoldered. There was no big smoke, nothing more than what you see here. And it just smoldered itself down to next to nothing. And of course, this is where one of those tree stumps is. There's not much left of it anymore. This is mostly a pile of ash. But once I get this scooped up, I'll hatchet it some more. I'll drill some more holes in the stump. And when I cut some more of that stuff down, I'll throw it over here and it'll burn that stump up some more. This is actually only the third small burn that I've had on this. So anyway. And through here, we had the Fiat parked over here. But the Fiat's now been moved to up front. The reason for that, of course, was code enforcement was trying to harass everybody in the neighborhood about what kind of vehicles they had parked out front. But the Fiat wasn't their issue. They were looking for trucks, which was my surprise. I was like, why are you bothering me about trucks? I don't own a truck. So anyway, that's what I got. Not a truck. So I came back up out here, and if you watched yesterday's video, you would have seen we removed the engine. But anyway, this isn't the small engine Saturday video and what it's going to be about. It's not about ducks either. It's about this go-kart right here. They just did a quick alignment job on it, because the last time I had it out, you might remember we were retrofitting bigger spindles and wheels on it. I still need to do the speed contest on it. Links down below in the video description if you want to head over to that video. I'm giving some kind of gifts away. It was at least a DuckmanCycle t-shirt. There might be more stuff. Probably the HIPA Store is going to be involved too. We'll see what else we can send to you. So anyway, have a look over there. Links, like I said, video description. But let's take this thing out for a ride today. You ducks, you can't come with me. Look how dirty they are. You know how they get their backs that dirty? By going underneath the greasy Volkswagen engines. I kid you not. They go right underneath the Volkswagen engines to rub their backs underneath these cars. And then they come out looking like that. Sometimes they come out just black. All black down their heads, all black down their wings. It takes a couple days of them bathing to get it off, only for them to go back under there and do it again. Anyway, just fixed that too. Massive oil leak on the oil cooler. But anyway, that didn't even need to be a video. It was so easy, I just tightened some bolts and the problem went away. And you guys all know it's about time to come in. That's why you're harassing me. Anyways, you guys, as always, if this thing doesn't run right, where do I go? I go to the HIPA Store for my parts.
The HIPA Store is a company that sells parts for lawnmowers, chainsaws, generators, and other power equipment, and even has some parts for go-karts. But why do you need the HIPA Store? It's because the HIPA Store branded parts match or exceed OEM quality. And I must say, here at DuckmanCycles, our experience using HIPA parts has been nothing less than wonderful. And they're inexpensive. Great parts for great prices and shipped fast, and often shipped for free. You can find the HIPA Store at their website or even on Amazon. So please, follow the affiliate link down below in the video description, because when you support the HIPA Store, you also support my video creation on this YouTube channel. Special thanks again to the HIPA Store for sponsoring this video.
Okay, here we go. This thing should fire right up. Fuel's already turned on. I'm taking a real risk, though, pointing it towards the neighbor's car. Remember that neighbor's go-kart that I started up the one day where they had a problem with the throttle jammed, and it didn't tell me that, but when I went to start it, it ran right down that hill, and I wrestled it and flipped it over on its side. I felt like I was one of those guys that wrestle steer. Anyway, I stopped it from hitting their car across the street, and they were watching me when it happened, too. And they were like, well, that's why we don't own go-karts. They're worried about killing themselves. And I've got me a spare belt, because the 30 series clutch that's on here, it's too weak for this engine. While it does fit, it's right at the limit of maximum capabilities of this thing. And with my extra weight on it, it eats the belts up. If a thing gets stuck for any reason at all, like in some deep dirt or some rocks or something, or if I'm trying to climb over something, it will just eat that belt. Should have a 40 series on it, or even better than that. That's something I will be upgrading to in future. Not on the list right now, but it is going to happen. But anyway, enough of this. Turn this on. I had it running a minute ago. I'm not going to try to choke it again, so let's see if it'll just start. It did. Fantastic. Okay. There we go. My spare belt up there. We'll see how good the audio is on this. This is my cheap camera, not my good Sony one. The Sony one is on the fritz right now. And this cheap Chinese camera, while it works pretty good for what it is, don't expect anything great from it. There we go. Still need to fix that alignment a bit. I'm also not maxing it out right now. This thing will go a lot faster. But when I'm driving with one hand, it doesn't feel very safe because the steering's a little too twitchy. Grunty that 301 engine is over a KT196 stock engine. This is where we wanted to go. Scary as hell with one hand on the wheel. It's not stable at all. There's a big mud puddle up ahead there. I'm not gonna head over there. It looks like there's a lot of, probably with nails in it. I don't need to get a flat. There goes the belt. And that was a new belt on there. Called that, didn't I? I'm glad I brought one with me because I'm about a mile from home right now. The belt's not even there. Where did it go? I think I see it over there. I didn't even abuse it. I was being real gentle this time around, and man, it just ate that belt right up. The stock 301 engine probably will be right at the limit, but of course I have upgraded some things. I put a bigger carburetor on there, we got the better exhaust. I removed the governor. There's a few other things that we did. Some metal strapping. That could mess the tire up. Let's just get that out the way. Okay, well, I'm glad I brought another belt. And that means when I put the sucker on there, because it's my only belt, I'm going to have to baby this thing home. Now, I can put this on without any additional tools because my hands are bigger than the pulleys. Come on, China belt. Let go. Now, one of these in the past had arrows on it that pointed in the wrong direction. This side to engine. And I believe that is correct on this one. Yeah. There's a beveled side, and then there's a straight cut square side. Square side is going to go towards the engine. But one of them had the arrows printed wrong. And I put the belt on backwards, and it didn't last very long at all. Well, here we go. I don't know if I can do this with one hand. I know I can do it with two. Let's see if I give it a shot. I'm going to burn my hand on the exhaust. I'm going to be cursing and swearing. Not in Italian like yesterday. You gotta watch yesterday's video, guys, with the Fiat. That was very entertaining. I thought this was right, though. Yeah, it is. There it goes. Pulleys are nice and warm. I can tell that belt was slipping. It was burning up. And I didn't even have to do that. It's not quite on there yet all the way, but I did get it in. Pull the cart back. It should. There it goes. And the belt is now installed. And there it is. No tools. Some people take the pulleys all apart. You don't really have to do that if you know the tricks. When you're out in the field, like right now, you're definitely going to want to know tricks because you get broken down a mile from home. It really sucks to push this thing home. It's not a lightweight by any means. And I forgot to lubricate that chain. Oh, shame on me. Alright. I'm probably going to revise all that anyway. I don't even care if it wears out. Here's my belt. Alright, here we go. I'm going to take it easy. The horsepower is just too much when you put any strain on it. My weight and lugging it around through tall grass, or in my case, just trying to turn it around because it is a solid axle in the rear, which causes the wheels to fight with themselves when you're trying to turn. It makes rolling resistance really hard. So the pulley just eats the shit out of the belts. I don't think I've ever gotten more than about 15-20 minutes from this engine on one of those belts. So a 40 series or better is definitely in the future for this thing. So rather than blow myself up here and get stranded again from home, we're going to shut down here and we're going to just have a look at this go-kart next to the Fiat, see how much of a difference in size there is. As I suspect they're probably pretty close. Too much smoke, I just get a damn headache. It won't take much. Yeah, I forgot just how fast this thing is. This thing moves. It also has no trouble climbing this hill. No issues at all. You guys ready to see something funny? Here's a KT196 go-kart next to the Fiat 600. Now, of course, this is a lengthened go-kart. This is not the stock size of it. I have stretched the thing, but the wheelbase on the Fiat is probably about a foot longer, but that's about all. Hard to believe. And then there's the engine, of course. This is 301cc, and that's 750cc. It is 4-cylinder, though. Inline 4, you know, that motor would be really nice in here. Okay. We'll think about that. We'll need some kind of a transaxle or something to run it. Of course, there's the engine. There it is. And in here is where the engine would have gone, but it's currently out. Oh, there it is. Now maybe we can do like, what's his name? I forgot the name of his channel already. He's got a Renault, and he put a V-twin Harbor Freight engine in it. Oh man, I put his description down on the screen here. You'll see. Go check him out. Robot Cantina, that's him. He's never shown his face, although in a couple times if you look in his rearview mirror, you can see who he is. But he's been pretty clever about covering himself up with sun visors and other stuff. But he builds some really, really neat things, and it's not a Fiat that he has, but he has an old Renault, and he put the V-twin Harbor Freight engine in it, and it's weird. It sounds like a Harley Davidson going down the road, but he tuned that thing out, and it goes. It goes like stink, but yeah, there's a difference in size. Look at that. You gotta admit, that's freaking ridiculous. Pick your favorite, guys. Which would you rather drive to work? Look at that. That is silly, isn't it? Alright, we're going to wrap it up for today. This is a nice, simple video for a change. Instead of me getting just dirty, tearing things apart, giving myself a backache, a neck ache, hurting my hands, cutting myself. A nice, easy one where I got to relax, cruise around on this, even though we still broke something. But anyway, I promised you guys a video. Here it is. I was up until 6 a.m. with the Fiat video, only to release it like minutes later. Once it finished uploading, it was immediately made live. And then I finally went to bed and didn't get up until like 10 a.m., so I have like less than 4 hours of sleep. So I'm a little worn today. I'm relaxing, and I have that terrible headache I think it's from that burn. So whenever there's a fire or something burning, I experience the smoke for too long. That's usually what happens. I just start to get sick. And yeah, I've had an upset stomach and a headache pretty much all day, and that's probably what it is. Anyway, good thing is, the fire's almost out. So anyways, guys, like, comment, and subscribe. And don't forget to plug that dingle bell so you get updates every time I have a video. Check out DuckShit.net for all my social media links. And hopefully next Wednesday we'll be back with the Fiat again, because we got to put the engine back in. And remember, we have an 850cc Abarth engine. This is the 750 stock one. But yeah, the Abarth engine is what we'll be putting into it. And hopefully, if we get lucky, it might actually start and run. I got a feeling it's going to need something, though, because that conversion, I'm sure, is not just plug and play. There's going to be something else you're going to need. And for some reason, the mosquitoes are swarming by my front door here today. So I put my bug zapper up front. I always go off topic here, but I did put the bug zapper on, and I got to connect to my light sensor. So now it just came on just now, so I can unscrew this. That's probably what I'm going to do here, and let the skeeters fly around there. But you can see them. They're all over. Just all over, swarming by the front door. Even when I walked past the Fiat before, they're all flying off the Fiat. I mean, there's one right there. See, they're everywhere. There's another one here. I hate mosquitoes. There's one. Couple more. Oh, boy. Alright. Well, that's enough for today. Thanks for watching, guys. I told you this thing has a whole lot more power than a 196. I mean, even my weight in it, this thing will just tear up the ground as it takes off, making little rooster tails. Down the road, we may upgrade it again. Definitely going to go bigger wheels and tires. I'm going to jack the suspension up a little higher. Bottoms out too easily. I think a little longer throw suspension would be nice too. So, anyway, another subject for another day.